Hey, hey, good morning. Good morning. Yes, it is still morning on the West Coast. Later than my usual, but we're still here. And thanks for joining me as I had a client emergency. So that is why it is 11 instead of 9:05. But good morning. It's Angela McGowan, your professional healthcare advocate, caregiver strategist, and I am the author of this book. What you don't know could kill you, How to Get Out of the Hospital Alive. And I'm the founder of Angie's Pace. Patient advocates committed to excellence. So definitely happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. We have arrived. It is Tuesday. Yes. We're moving further on into our week. I hope that Monday was great for you. As always, you have the opportunity, as I can show you right now, to join me live now. So thank you for that opportunity, and hello, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon to my replay viewers. I hope that you will find the information great as well. So we're still on our series. We just started. Why should I say still? We are continuing our series. Can you hear me now? How to give your physician an annual review. So it's not that I don't, I want to go right into how it can be done because that's sort of a fundamental step by step. But I sort of want to talk to you about what you might be experiencing that is going to give you the motivation, the zeal, the drive that is going to put the on the emphasis of why this must be done. And of course, we're going to cover today again about Immunization Awareness Month because it is ever so critical about immunizations, these vaccines that have been developed and that are making our lives better. Now, I talked about yesterday about this, and I'm still going to stand by this. Immunizations, vaccinations, all of it are very personal. It's very personal, whether people will or will not. Okay, because it's about their children usually. No, I didn't change my time, Elaine. Yes, I am 2 hours late. Yes, I am. But I had a critical situation with a client, but I didn't want to thank you for remembering it was me. No, I should have been here. So, but here I am right now. Okay, thanks for joining. So vaccinations, immunizations are personal, you know, about people taking it themselves, but definitely what we're going to be talking about, birth to 18 years. We're talking about those children. And we're going to be reviewing, as I said, the CDC has a schedule of vaccinations from birth to 18. And so beginning at birth, the first shot, the boosters, all of the things that are going to uh, be required medically by each child to have them. Now, it is, up to the parent to bring the child to the physician for the vaccination, the initial one, and then the boosters that follow up, because there are some that are 2-3 step shots. They don't get them all at once. But you would say, thank God, because guess what? There's like 7 types of vaccinations that these infants get from birth to 6 months. The first time you take your baby and they get the little one shot and they're screaming on you, oh my gosh. But that second and third trip, when they're 2 in this leg, 2 in this, oh my God, you just like, stop already. Okay. Because they're still screaming from the first one. And then we got 2 and 3. And it doesn't, it's hard. It's hard on the babies. It's hard. And it's hard on us, right? All right, so one of the most controversial immunizations is the MMR, and it has been for quite a few years. And that is the measles, mumps, and rubella. Measles, mumps, and rubella shot, okay? Three point shot, but then you get 3 of them. That's what I'm like. So you put all this in one shot, and then they take it 3 times. So one reason that parents have been fighting back, more than 10 years is that the measles has been eradicated in America for over 20 years, right? I remember I had the measles and I had the mumps only on one side. So, they're like, well, you got it on one side, they got to go to. I'm like, I rebuke that. It don't need to come at all. But I tell you what, I definitely was not standing for those chicken pox because I saw people going crazy. I don't know if I'm sure I had that vaccine, but this is what I was saying. We have these shots, and then the kids were still getting them. Well, that's because, you know, when I grew up, okay, when I was an infant, everybody wasn't even taking their kids to the doctor. They were still having babies at home, okay? So dating myself, but people were doing it, okay? Now it's fashionable, but before people were just doing their own thing, okay? So let's get back to the CDC. The CDC this year, and I did talk about it, what was going on this year, that there is an epidemic of measles out. You know, New York City, the mayor, the governor, they were out there like, no, you're going to get these shots, people. And they even instituted the fact that not was it mandated, but they were fining people and then giving people fines to pay, not finding, like looking for them. But also on the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, I'm sure California, but it was 20 states that were named, and I'm going to look for those states, 20 states that were named that had outbreaks. But I know New York was one that was an epidemic proportion. So, because of that outbreak in those 20 states, the CDC, okay, put out a new mandate and said that the shot for the MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella, has been mandated to 6 months. Okay, so it starts at 6 months. So I think they were taking three with it moving over. They might even have a fourth one that they're taking at 6 months now because measles didn't start till 9 months. Okay. Now, I want all of you to make yourself a committee of one and stay up to date on the shots of the babies and young kids that you have because a healthy start begins with on-time vaccinations. If you are going to give your kids vaccinations, please keep the appointments. I know things happen like it could be, but it shouldn't, you should really plan for that as best as possible. No, you can't get boosters on the weekends, and so I understand that, but as best you can, plan to get your babies their shots on time. Why is that? Because diseases like polio and diphtheria are becoming very rare in the US. Okay, because vaccinations are proven to prevent deaths of infants and young kids. And of course, moving on into teenage and adulthood. So they are doing great things and they do help us as a nation. So this is what you can do. You can go to the CDC. I tell you, no matter what's going on with diseases or whatever, you can count on www.cdc.gov for information. And available there, you're going to find a schedule of immunizations. Now, I know that when you have your child, you get the, I guess it's still yellow, the immunization card that they give you. It's not very large, but it's easy to lose. But yeah, get that. Keep up with that. And then you could print this immunization schedule. It's about 8 pages. Print what 1 page at a time. When your baby gets one, print the next page. When your baby gets two, you can go ahead with that. You don't have to get all 8 pages, and put it somewhere where you can see it and monitor to make sure that that is what's happening with your child. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Now we're going to go to our series, Can You Hear Me Now? So I talked about it yesterday because I said chapter 6 in this book deals with this subject. And I did name it, Can You Hear Me Now? Okay. And I asked yesterday, and I did talk about some of the common requests that your doctors, may ignore, not quite hear. You have to ask again. It requires you to go there again. Okay. If not physically go there, call back or just say to the doctor, like, wait, I didn't get, you know, it's always like an extra piece of work that you're doing. Extension to get time off from work. Now, of course, good morning. How are you, Miss McGann? I need a note. Come on, we need to talk about that first thing. How I'm doing is irrelevant. I need extended time off from work, right? Okay. Or good morning. How are you, Miss McGann? Oh, my medicine, it's not working. Okay. Or it's overworking. I think a lot of times we're not getting what we want, and it shouldn't be like that. I'm not going to say because we wait and let the doctor say everything they have to say, and then as they're walking out the door, we're like, oh, I wanted to ask, so what's happening? The door's open. He or she is half in and half out. What does that feel like when you're trying to get your point over? You want a second opinion. Uh, Now the door closes. Oh, so there's a no, it's not a problem. It's a request. How about that? It's not a problem. It's a request. Based on what's happening to me with the medicine, my reaction, I'm not doing fine, and I would like for you to find me an alternative treatment. This is what I have researched, or this is what I've heard of. Are you in agreement? How can we make it better for me? Because that's why you're at the doctor. Come on. Can you hear me now, doctor? I'm here about myself. Thank you very much for asking. And I told you my personal favorite is my exact diagnosis. Look, this is what you said was wrong with me. I took this medicine. It's not working. Is it the medicine? Is it the diagnosis? Well, is it how long I waited to take the what is it? But we need to go into collaboration on a fact-finding mission. Remember, I said the PCP, especially is not just a physician, there's a collaboration going on and a partnership, and you by no means are a silent partner at all. Let me remind you, when you cancel or reschedule an appointment due to intimidation, we need to talk about that. Is it because you believe the doctor is not an active listener? I'd be willing to bet the farm that that is a very big concern. You have to almost get off of the exam table and chase him or her down to get your point over, because they've come in with their 3 to 7 minute agenda and it's check, okay, well, they're out. So for sure, how can you be an active listener when you're doing all that talking? You're not. You absolutely are not. Or let me just ask this. I got lots of questions for you as patients. Let me ask this. Do you, or do you think that you are not capable of explaining your symptoms? Well, I would say hands down, you 100% are, because they're your symptoms. It's your body. So the disinterest that is shown as you are going over your healthcare journey, you know, um, the disinterest by the doctor, you end up abruptly ending the appointment and leaving. What do? You say, the doctor's there at the door. Well, I don't think that, I think you should wait another 2 weeks. And so you just go, oh, well, okay. So you're just ending the appointment instead of saying, I've already waited 2 weeks and I don't want to deal with this for another 2 weeks. Bring them back into the fold, into the conversation, because there's still one going on. There's a conversation going on. This is no dictatorship going on in this exam room. This is a conversation, a dialogue. You had yours, I have mine. Let's get a good collaboration going, and let's make something happen. Let's get the plan of care revised, okay? But when you just say, okay, and deal with the 2 weeks of suffering some more, this is what is happening. One of three things. You've decided to surrender. You've decided to get a new doctor, or maybe you're going to get a second opinion. I don't think you're really going to get a second opinion, because you're going to need that referral. So which one is it? Surrender or get a new doctor? Let me read you something from chapter 6. You come to this appointment to get expert advice on your health or the health of your loved one. You are given details and examples of what is happening daily. And you begin to encounter the pressure of disinterest to just end the story. Like, the physician is giving you no interaction or no physical confirmation with his or her body, like some type of movement that they are in sync with you. So you decide, I'm just going to get out of here. Every time, not sometime, not one time, every time you leave the doctor's office without an answer to your question or the referral for a second opinion, which is why you are there, for a medical concern that you may have requested multiple times at different appointments, okay, it's like you are throwing up a white flag of surrender about your own health. Here it is. If you are not willing to stand for yourself and your health, who will? I think that's enough from chapter 6 for today. Surrender. That's exactly what you're doing. There's still something wrong. There's still questions you have unanswered. The symptoms, whatever it is, the reaction, it is still not to your liking. Surrender. So that's why I started yesterday saying, have you ever taken the time to do an annual review of your physician and the care you're receiving? Why or why not? There's absolutely no excuse. Unless you said, I didn't even know that I was supposed to do it. In that case, that's why I'm here. You absolutely must, for your own health care, okay, make sure that your health care provider is giving you excellence, okay? Now, of course, I don't expect when you walk in the door, you don't even have to sit down, you have to sign it, they just whisk you in. No, there's going to be days when you might have to wait. But once you're in the appointment, once the appointment starts, you need to remember you are the most important person in the room, whatever room it is. And your physician, your provider needs to act like that and needs to make you believe that and feel it. When I worked at a hospital, there was one doctor. Well, there wasn't one, but there's one in particular. I'm telling you, you could have a 2 o'clock appointment, you're gonna be seen 4 or 4:30. They would schedule appointments, even though he would know he had an appointment, jump in there and have a surgery. But I tell you what, those patients of his, NEVER, never complained. Do you hear me? Never. I never. He was revered in that hospital. And you will say, why? Because when they got in there with him, it was like it was him and them, and that was it. It wasn't none of that. Okay, he didn't stand up until they said they were done. Any more questions? He would just be there. Sometimes the nurses would come in, and he said, "Okay, we'll just take a message, and I've got to focus here." And the patients just loved it. They knew they had to pay a price. But now I don't want you to do that. But I mean, whatever it was, and they were coming here for you, and they sent him tons of referrals, and everyone that was referred knew you're going to wait 2 hours at least. But I'm telling you, when they had to have surgery with him, they went in peace. You never heard that. I never heard anyone from that practice come back like, this is just all. You went out there and said, it's going to be another 30 minutes. Okay, no problem. We'll just go get some coffee. It's no problem. There's no issues. So I don't want that to be your case, 2 hours. But you know what? I admired the fact that whatever was going on in that room, when he got them in there, that was it. Okay, it was just them. They were the only patient. They were the most important patient. And that's what you and I should feel when we are with our providers. Now, we shouldn't ask them to stay in there for those 2 or 3 hours, but we should leave knowing that this is the next step, knowing what the plan of care is, what he or she believes, the treatment options, and we're all moving toward the same goal, and that is to get back to great health. All right, I hope that I haven't been too hard on you because I said I'm coming for the patients this week. Listen, excellent healthcare is not a privilege, it's your right. Exercise your rights and handle your responsibilities. Don't just accept whatever is passed to you. If it doesn't feel good, then you need to get a second opinion, a referral, another authorization. Definitely. I invite you, of course, to be a part of the Powerful Patient Movement. That's my free Facebook group, membership group that you can go to and get that type of information that will equip you, that will enable you, empower you, and educate you, that you can be powerful at your appointments. And you can become part of the Powerful Patient Movement at my Linktree address, and you can visit the website. It tells everything about me. So if you go to Linktree/Pearl Patient Advocate, you can find out about the upcoming classes. You can find out about what my services are, and you can get a lot of information in the Powerful Patient Movement. You can also find out how to speak with me, but I wanted to put this up separately. You can go to Linktree, or you can go to the bit.ly link, Advocate Angie. I'd love to talk to you about the results that you want to get for your healthcare experience. So you can go to bit.ly/advocate Angie. Thanks for joining me on this awesome Tuesday. Hey, it's Angela McGowan, your professional healthcare advocate, caregiver strategist. I help you navigate through healthcare sea of red tape and create strategies that will allow you to give excellent healthcare to those that you love and care for as you care for yourself. And don't worry, we're going to get deep into how we do the review. I just want to talk about why you need to do the review for a few days. How about that? Okay. So I'm leaving you with those two things: blessings and joy. Why? Because they both belong to you. Thanks for joining me. And it's my hope, 9:05, that we see each other on tomorrow, okay? Pacific Standard Time, Pacific Daylight Time. All right, blessings to everyone. Thanks for joining me. Bye.